Today, in part 2 of the Product TA show, it is the part where we're gonna take a look at the hiding power of the Behr Ultraline. In this episode, we will do 2 tests in order to see how the product will perform in terms of coverage. My name is Mr. Colorful and welcome to Mr. Colorful TV. Hey, what's going on everybody and welcome to Mr. Colorful TV. I'm your own paint advisor and if it's your first time with me, I salute you. This channel is designed to increase your knowledge in all paint related topics to help you with your buying decisions. If that resonates with you, make sure to subscribe and push that bell notification. Also share with someone who is starting a new painting project. So hey, welcome back to part 2 of the Behr Ultra technical analysis. Like I've said, we're gonna look at the hiding power today. To test that out, I've selected the 2750 Ultra Pure White, which is the eggshell finish of the lineup. The eggshell finishes are by far the most popular sheen on the market when it comes to painting walls. So we should have a great representation of the overall performance of the entire line. When it comes to testing the hiding power, I like to test the white base with no colorants in it. Why, you might ask? Well, it's because the white base is the purest white and it's formulated to make all the pastel colors. To be able to do so, the paint is formulated to accept around 2 ounces of colorants. See, this is a void in the gallon that can be filled with dyes. The more that is filled, the more the paint will hide. Sure enough, you can use directly a white base like the 2750, but you have to keep in mind that it could result in additional coats of paint. Everything will depend on the color that you are hiding, the thickness that you apply, and the quality of the accessories used. Sometimes it's a good idea to either select enough to white that has a little bit of colorant in the formula, or applying a good old coat of primer first. With all that said, you can now have an idea of why it's the best base to test and compare the hiding power of paints. If it were to be a light gray, for example, the hiding power would be way higher. On the other side, if it were to be a white with vibrant colorants in it, like bright yellow or bright red, you'd get a lower hiding power. But don't worry, it's going to be a complete topic for a future episode. So let's go back to our test here. The first test that I will make is going to be a drawdown on an opacity chart. As the company says, the product is supposed to cover around 400 square feet at a thickness of 4 miles. For this test, I'm going to use a bird applicator from the company Lenita. The bird applicator will apply half the recommended thickness, which will be around 2 miles. That will allow us to get a transparency within the paint, so it will be handy to see how it performs and compare with other products in the future. With a thickness of 2 miles, it is like we would be applying the complete gallon of paint over around 800 square feet, which is way too large of a surface for 1 gallon of paint. To be honest, it's near impossible to apply that thin with a 3-inch roller. Let's go to the test. If you've enjoyed that content so far, smash that like button. It is very quick and it really helps. Alright, the second test will be on a 2x4 feet drywall. It has been previously primed and striped with black lines. Like the drawdown charts, it will help us see the hiding power level that the product has. Compared to the drawdown, I'll be applying the recommended 3.5 to 4 miles thickness. By doing so, I'll get that 400 square feet coverage per gallon of paint. So that will show us the right hiding power that the product should have when applied normally. I'll be using a good quality 3/8-inch roller to do the test. Think about emptying a fully loaded 3/8" roller on a 2x4 feet. By doing so, you'll get that 400 square feet coverage and also the right hiding power. One thing, it is very important that you fully fill your roller before applying the paint on the surface. You should always prime your roller before applying the paint. Again, that's going to be a topic for a future episode. My first observation for both tests is that the wet hide is great, especially for a white base. The wet hide is the hiding power when the paint isn't dry, as the dry hide is when the paint is dried. Pretty straightforward. Another thing that I would like to mention is that the paint is very easy to apply. It has a nice thick feel to it, but still very easy to roll. Now it's the time to let everything dry and come back to see the results. Hey, before giving you the final results, I'm pausing this real quick to invite you to visit MrColorfulArchives.com and meet my virtual paint advisor. Whether you're looking for information to paint or repaint your bathroom, stain your deck, or simply to select the best sheen and finish that would fit your project, my dear friend will be there to help you. It is completely free, and the link is in the description down below. Great! So, here are the results after 24 hours of drying time. First, I must say that the dry hide is great on the opacity chart, and this even at half the recommended thickness on the technical data sheet. This is around 0.76 miles when it's dry. It is a hell of a thin coat. Here I show you another high-end product from another brand that is a premix white, which is made to be applied as it is. As you can see, there is a little difference in terms of hiding power, and the one on the right has a little bit better coverage. But the Behr is whiter, as the other one is more grayish. It is often the case with the premix whites. The manufacturer basically add a little bit of black colorant when mixing the paint. This process gives a better hiding power to the paint. Let's see the drywall panel now. First, I will say that the black and white contrast is very hard to hide. I find that the product performs pretty well for one coat. For instance, my guess is that it wouldn't be completely covered after the second coat, but not by much. If you're thinking about putting the ultra pure white over a very dark color without any primer, bear in mind that additional coats of paint might be required. Always make sure to use high quality rollers and brushes, folks. Cheap accessories will increase the chances of having to put extra coat. Alright, there you have it. What an interesting product that we've looked at today. As you know, this was the part on the hiding power. We will come back in 4 weeks to test the washability and adherence. We are waiting 4 weeks for the complete cure time of the product. Before the cure time, the paint doesn't have its full performance properties, especially for washability and scrubbability. Between that time, we will look at how the paint dries and its leveling properties. After that, I will make a wrap-up where I'll give you a summary as well as my thought about it. There you have it, folks. Tell me what you think. Have you ever had any problem with this product? Or is it a product that you're frequently using and get good result with? Leave your experience down in the comments. I'd love to know. After the conclusion video will be made, don't forget to visit MrColorfulArchive.com for a written article on the topic. You were watching Mr. Colorful TV. I am Mr. Colorful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Peace.